Can you just walk us through what spring ball was like for you and summer as well? What did you take from those 2 periods?
First of all, like I said, I'm very blessed and grateful to be here. Thank you for Coach Bavers and Gilbert for getting me here. Back playing the game I love, the position I loved. It really made me appreciate the time I had off last year in the transfer portal. But being here, just learning. I mean, even we got a really talented room. So even learning from the young guys that's been here, all those guys that came in last year, and even they've been teaching me stuff, learning from them, watching reps from last year, from years. So, I mean, Coach Gilbert's had a lot of success everywhere he's been. So even watching those old games and just watching the offense evolve too is what really helped me just continue to learn, continue to grow. And I got a long way to go, so that's where I'm at now.
I know when we talked after your commitment, you said you wanted a chance to compete and that you felt like you would be given that. Do you feel like they have kind of followed through thus far? And you talked about learning. Like how ready are you? Do you feel like to do what you need to do at the position?
I do. I feel like it's open competition, and there's a big learning curve, and so I mean it's kind of hard to throw you in there and be 4 or 5 years behind somebody, but just learning and going and taking that with a grain of salt and kind of not want to say lowering expectations, but no, I'm not going to be exactly where he's at early on. But now in the camp, things should level out more, and just it's 2 different styles of play. So, but I mean, I feel I've been given an opportunity, and I just got to continue to keep working and get better.
So what's different about your comfortability, understanding all that stuff now compared to the end of spring ball?
I feel like it's light years ahead. Just having that summer and being able to throw out with the guys, player-led practices, and learn all that stuff. Still get the timing down, and even with the new guys, everybody runs routes differently. So continuing to learn, watch on film, and correct it, and try not to make the same mistakes twice.
What can you say about the receivers here, the talent that you have?
Very talented, bunch of Florida guys, real fast, can move, and a lot of the option stuff, and not just the receiving room, but all the running back room is very deep. Even the tight end room is very deep. So there's a lot of stuff that we can do personnel-wise and player-wise that we can get different sets and use guys differently. With receivers, those guys can go, and they definitely like to run deep for sure. They like to go ball, so that's good to see.
Your relationship with Tommy DeVito, what you guys have taken from each other at this point?
I mean, just kind of we're in the meeting. I mean, we're 2 different people totally. Been North Carolina, Mississippi. He's a more New York guy, but I mean, he's a good guy, and we get along pretty well.
Talking about the open competition, what can you say about having the opportunity to push yourself and put on a different color this time around and see what you can go in this chapter of your life?
Still trying to get used to the orange. Not many people can rock that, and it's hard to make me look good. But I mean, just taking it day by day and learning, and being the best me I can be, and just see where the chips fall at the end of the day. But I'm giving everything I got, and I'm gonna give everything to the team, and I just want to win games.
Garrett, is there anything that was it's been sort of the toughest to pick up, and is there anything that was like came overnight and just was really easy for you?
Probably the language. The biggest thing is because we call certain things one thing. This is my 3rd staff in 3 years, so just learning that change all over again, having to get calling one thing another, and then another thing another. So that, and then just the plays and a lot of choice routes and stuff. Just everything that takes time and reps.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there. I know you're living with Aaron Service.
Mm-hmm.
What's that been like on a personal level, and then how helpful is it to live with a guy who's been here 6 years and knows a lot of the offense?
Definitely, those guys, the big guys that have been here, they know where to eat. That's the first thing. That's the best, because I definitely like to eat. But it's been good. I mean, Serv and Dak, great guys, and they've been good to me, and we get along well. And whenever I do have questions about what they're doing, especially him, he can answer it right away because he's been here so long.
Can you take coming in here and using your experience and being a leader of this football team, or do you kind of take a step back role and try and let these other guys lead that have been here, or do you try and jump out in front?
I'm more of a quiet guy, kind of lead by example, or I try to be at least. And I mean, I'm real sociable, but I'm not. I just kind of get them to ease my way in. I'm not going to come in and try to, be the center of attention. But I've got to know a lot of guys really well, and we got a good group of guys. And last year's not really a reflection of who they are and what this team is going to be this year. So, but off the field, I mean, I love all the guys that I'm continuing to get to know the new guys that just came in here too.
When Coach Baber says that he wants you guys to win the starting job, he doesn't want to have to name a quarterback. What does that say to you?
Just want to be black and white. He don't want it to be like, oh well, this guy did good sometimes, this guy did good times the other. But he wants an outright winner.
And then one or two more for Garrett so we can get out of here.
You mentioned you and Tommy obviously have very different skill sets. It doesn't take much to know that. Like when you switch in, like how different does the offense look? Like are you guys almost on doing such different things that it's hard to compare?
To an extent. I mean, early on I know Coach Gilbert kind of called it the same, same plays to see what it looked like. But it's kind of as we go, you can kind of see because things that he does really well, I may not, and things that I do a little bit better, he may not, like especially in like the run game.
Sure.
He's a good runner, but things that like I've been doing more at like Mississippi State and stuff like that in my past that I've just had more reps at. But I mean, yes, to an extent, but there's a lot of things that overlap that we would do. But yeah, like you said, it's just little things that we do a little bit differently.
Do you see a world in which like a 2-quarterback system could work for this team?
Potentially. Potentially, I'll say that.
And then Coach Babers has also just talked about divvying up the reps between all of you guys over this training camp.
You say that again?
Coach Babers last week was saying about divvying up all the reps between the quarterbacks in the quarterback room. What's maybe the biggest things you've learned so far this week from the other quarterbacks?
Just watching them taking mental reps and standing behind, seeing what you would do and what you wouldn't do, and just go about it that way.